Welcome to this very special Christmas episode of Delicious Bake Club. My name is Phoebe Wood and I'm the food director at Delicious, and this year to help me get into the festive spirit I have Kirsten and Helena from the food team. What are we cooking today, ladies?
A pretty stunning pavlova.
We're going to add a raspberry sherbet and Turkish delight.
It's such a showstopper and one that you don't have to save just for Christmas Day. I'm going to make this all summer.
And we've got some essential pav making tips for you.
I can't wait. Can we get started?
So the first thing we're going to do is get our oven preheated to 160 degrees.
I'll go do that.
Okay, and then we'll get started on the mix.
Perfect.
So because this is a tiered pavlova, we need 2 even sized pavs. So we're just going to use a 15 centimetre cake pan to draw our outline to put on the tray. So give your trays a little spray and then flip your paper over.
Done.
Ready to go. Now that we're all set with our prep, we can start making the pavlova mixture. So have we got any tricks to pass on before we start?
I think a big one for me is everyone wants to put the sugar in too quickly. Take your time, don't get too excited, let it dissolve in between goes.
Yeah, so the cream of tartar is just going to add some stability to that initial whisking process as well. So we want this to be a nice soft peak.
Yeah.
And I kind of do this on a medium speed at the beginning. You don't want to over whisk the egg whites straight away. Yeah. So while the sugar's dissolving, don't get too excited and do it too quickly. Yeah. You want to really make sure that you're really incorporating that air at a nice gentle pace. So every 30 seconds or so, we're going to add a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, our meringue mixture looks pretty good. We'll just check to make sure the sugar has dissolved. You can just rub a little bit in between your fingertips. So with the corn flour, I just add that first and really whisk it to completely combine. And then we're going to add the vinegar, and then we'll just give this a gentle fold, and the corn flour and the vinegar will help to stabilize the egg mixture again.
Look how glossy, so glossy.
Beautiful.
That's perfect meringue. Well done, ladies.
Thank you. Okay, Lenny, we are in charge of now dividing our mixture between the 2 trays. So these are the ones we've lined before, and again, we've turned it over so the texture is on the other side and not in our pav.
Yep.
Now, you know, you're a bit of a freestyler. You like of free and easy with your divide.
I'm surprised you're letting me do this job.
I think
it's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
We're probably gonna, if you're making this at home, you've had a few gins or wines,
Yeah.
so go free.
Family members involved,
Yeah.
so let's just do it by eye, but we're kind of really trying to divide it equally.
Yep, and
So
you can build, right?
You can build, and you, again, just kind of give yourself some room. Go in the centre first, because
Yep.
if you start moving it to the edges, you've got nowhere else to go to start. None.
No.
There.
Yep.
Yeah. You're building a tower there and a small one there, my friend.
That's why I need you here.
Okay, so we're using a palette knife to shape our pavs. So first you want to create a pretty even pav around the edges and on top, just to get the right shape in that circle.
From a styling perspective, I think it's nice to have movement, isn't it, Phoebes?
Yeah.
Like really seeing a little bit of the whip around the meringue. But I think if you go too crazy, it starts to look like a hedgehog.
Yes.
And not the look we're going for Christmas.
No.
No.
So now we've got our shape. We can just add a few little swirls. Our pavlovas are ready to go in the oven. So we started at 160, but we're going to reduce the temperature down to 100. So you start it really nice and hot, which will create that beautiful crisp exterior of the pavlova, but you want that soft marshmallowy inside. So you want to cook it nice and slow and keep them nice and white as well.
Yeah.
Let's pop these in the oven. Our pavlovas are cooked and completely cooled, so now we're ready to assemble. So we just need to make our filling. So we've got some thickened cream, which we're just going to add some sifted icing sugar, vanilla extract, rose water.
So I think a super good tip for whipping cream, again, is don't get excited with the speed and don't over whip. So at this stage, we've got really nice ribbons through our cream, and we probably want to stop there to fold through the raspberries and not overbeat.
So we're just going to put half of the cream into here. We'll add our raspberries in.
And at this stage, Lenny just wants to fold really carefully. So again, not to overbeat. Nice and soft.
Okay, our pavlovas are ready. They look pretty impressive. So we've left these to cool in the oven for 4 hours.
Be really careful when you're pulling them off the trays. So it's all about the right tool for the right job. So just carefully get under there, loosen it maybe with a smaller palette knife. So I often, or pretty much always, get a serrated knife and I just loosen the inside of where my cream is going to fall into. Now this might seem strange that you're already ruining your pavlova, but you're actually not ruining your pav because no one will see this bit. This is where the cream goes, and now we can add our cream.
Okay, so we've got our raspberry cream for the centre.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got really, really nice, like pillowy looking cream. Again, like we did when we were building our pav shape, go from the centre and then move out to the sides. What I might do at this stage is do the same in terms of serrating on top before I put it onto this layer.
This is always the part that really scares me.
This is when I hold my breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one you can be a little bit more sort of creative with. So we're going to move on to our Turkish Delight, our pistachios and our rose petals, and you know, be generous with the things that you like. So if the family are really into Turkish Delight, go hard. So the next stage I'm going to go is pistachios, and then for the potpourri rose petals that you maybe won't be eating, this is probably where you're going to go the lightest on.
This is one of my favourite parts of the recipe. It's so much fun. What are we making, Lenny?
We're doing an adult version of a whiz fizz.
So we've got our icing sugar, and what are we adding next?
So corn flour, bicarb,
Citric acid, which is nice and sour.
and then we'll just add the raspberries.
So just quite a gentle stir when you add the raspberries, but we can break some of them up
Nice.
with a spoon. This is ready to go, the finishing touches.
Yay. Next, we're going to make the rosé syrup. So we'll start off with putting our rosé and sugar into our pot. Now what we want to do is bring this to the boil to allow the sugar to melt. Now that we've brought the syrup to a boil, we're going to bring it down so it can simmer for around 8 to 10 minutes. And what we're looking for is a thick, syrupy consistency. Once the syrup has cooled down, we're going to add our rose water.
I think after this year, we all deserve something stunning to celebrate with.
So let's finish 2020 on a high note and join the Delicious Bake Club.
Bake it sharing using our hashtag BakeItDelicious, or you can even join our Facebook page and there's prizes to win.
Find out all the details at delicious.com.au/bake club, and Merry Christmas from all of us here at Delicious.
Merry Christmas!